What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with Me, and welcome to a video talking about graphics. And I'm not one to really start talking about graphics and stuff, but I think this one's kind of important because it's what the industry has always been going towards. And we're getting very, very close to it. And you know what I'm talking about, like in the title, and that's photorealism. I'm talking about not being able to distinguish the difference between real life and a video game. Some people think it's impossible. I think there's no chance that it won't be happening one day. It's going to happen, is what I'm saying. It literally, one day we're getting very close. I think it's absolutely crazy to say it's never going to happen because in movies, there's a lot of CG that I would argue just looks real. That's it. It looks real. Like, I can't tell the difference. Games are getting closer and closer, but the difference between games and movies is games are interactive. Games you control. You are the one that presses the buttons, that controls the character. For sports games, cool, man. Cool. Photorealism in sports games would be awesome. You know what I mean? That's what you want. For some reason, they should... In all reality, sports games should be the one that are the closest to photorealism, but for some reason, they're not. To me, they're always, like, in last place. Like, for some reason, they look like the people they're trying to represent, but in all reality, they're not really that photorealistic. But there are other genres in gaming, obviously. And I feel that photorealism could potentially be pretty awkward. I don't want to say the word dangerous because I'm not trying to be here like, oh, you know, video games cause violence, because obviously I don't believe that in the slightest. The more realistic games can get, the more maybe uncomfortable a certain situation can be because of a certain art style. And the reason why I say we're getting closer and closer is we just saw the Xbox Series X, right? They just revealed that at the Game Awards, and they showed off Hellblade 2. Those environments, holy shit, looks like damn near real life. Those skulls and the water and the ground and the dirt. I mean, if you just showed me a photo of that, I'd probably be like, oh, where's that at? You know what I mean? Like, it's like damn near close to photorealism. The main character, you know, Senua, doesn't necessarily look that close to real life. Like, yeah, she's very realistic looking, but you could tell that she's a video game character, at least to me. You know, I know some people say, wow, I thought that was a live action person. I'm like, I don't know about that. You should bump up your resolution in terms of your YouTube video. I don't personally think that. As of right now, we're not there just yet. But imagine a certain developer like Rockstar is always pushing the boundaries in terms of graphics. Red Dead Redemption 2 looked fantastic. And who's to say Grand Theft Auto 8, not 6, but 8 doesn't look photorealistic? You know what I mean? Maybe 9, I don't know, but regardless, one day it's going to look so real that you will not be able to tell the difference between real life and a video game. And that's a scary thought, because in all reality, you already know how the media perceives video games, dude. And this is now. Imagine when you can't tell the difference and you're just watching fucking murder. I mean, at that point, it's like, wait, what? People are going to be using that as, like, real life. It's going to be really fucked, is what I'm saying. You already have movies that have, you know, killings and murder and all that stuff, right? And you already feel a certain feeling when people die in movies, right? You already feel how they want you to feel, which is uncomfortable. And Grand Theft Auto is supposed to be fun, you know. You know, you go out and you kill people, but they're these virtual people, they're whatever. But when they start to look as real as anyone else on Earth, and you're pointing a gun and you're shooting them, and the animation's so realistic, and they go and you see blood dripping down, it may get uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may get pretty uncomfortable. And I think there's going to be one studio, there's going to be one game where that issue is going to be brought up, where it's like, I don't know if we really need that realistic of graphics. For certain genres that will work. Even like a Call of Duty that may be fine. Because I don't know. Because it's a arcadey, you know, it sounds ridiculous. But Grand Theft Auto, you could do anything, and it looks so realistic to the point where it's almost uncomfortable to do a lot of the things you're meant to do. run over people and break down places. It's just gonna look so odd, and you're the one controlling it. Or you really want to see the same murder and realistic blood just dripping down on people? Like, it's gonna get uncomfortable where you're like, oh god, I don't know if I want to do this, yo. What the fuck? And I don't think a lot of people talk about that, because a lot of people are always bringing up the fact, oh, realistic, oh, that realism, oh god, those textures. But there's going to come a point where you're not going to be able to see the texture. You're just going to see skin. You're just going to see skin. And it's going to look a little too real, to the point where it's just like, all right, man, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with doing these things I want to do. And you're going to go back to Grand Theft Auto, the previous one, where it's going to look very real, but not nearly to that point where it's like the line between realism and graphics. And I don't know, man. I don't think we need that. I really don't. Especially for certain genres. Certain genres are just going to be, especially just killing, murder. It's going to look like you're just witnessing murder. I don't want to witness murder. I don't want to commit murder all the fucking time. And at that point, it's going to be that. Racing games are already pretty damn close to realism. And that looks great. It looks gorgeous. Going through like Forza Horizon, it's great. But certain genres are not going to be so kind to the eyes when it comes to photorealistic graphics. There will be things where you could use it, like cinematic games are going to be perfect for realistic graphics. Like if The Last of Us looked realistic, like I'm talking about photorealism, that would be great, because it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable and feel horrible for killing people. You know what I mean? That makes sense. That's cool. That makes sense. It's like a movie. That's exactly what it is, right? You're just playing out a movie almost, right? It's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to feel that cinematic and those emotions of actually having to do situations. Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider, same thing. So there's a lot of those type of games where it's like, nah, photorealistic graphics, it could totally work for that. But there are a lot of other ones that it's just like, this is too bad. And honestly, it's a lot of Rockstar games. It's a lot of Rockstar games where it's like, I don't know, man. It may come to a point where I would love, just playing in Grand Theft Auto and, mowing down people and flying and crashing and all this stuff. But at what point is it too realistic to the point where it's like, all right, am I just watching a YouTube video of people dying and I'm the one controlling it? I feel bad. That person probably had a kid and I just killed him. Oh God. You know what I mean? And I think we kind of have to stand back and look at it and be like, I don't know if we need that realistic of graphics. You know what I'm saying? There still has to feel a game within the visuals. And if there's no game within the visuals, I mean, is it even a game? And I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts, because that's something that I thought of for a while, where it's like, and now we're getting closer. I know some people think, oh no, we're not going to get there. Movies are already there. Video games are getting closer. It's like, I don't know, man. I think we totally will. Why don't you think in 100 years games would have already looked like that for 50? You know what I mean? Like, I don't see why you don't think that. And it's going to be a scary time. Again, depending on the game, totally depending on the game. Sports games, racing games, all that type of stuff is going to be great for that. But in terms of like shooting games, I don't know, man. It's a touchy subject, and I think it could really affect how you enjoy the game, because you may not enjoy the game anymore because all you see is real blood. And at that point, our game's going to have to be 18 and up and not 17 and up, even though it's only 1 year. You know how it's adults only? I mean, like, the violence would be so realistic to the point where it's like, I mean, Jesus. The fuck, bro? Imagine watching your favorite Let's Player. It's gonna look like he's reacting to a video. It doesn't even look like he's playing a game. He's just reacting to a video. He's playing it technically, but he's just watching people getting killed. and it's odd. I think it's very odd. And I know some people will be like, oh, but it's just a game. It's just a game. Yeah, I get that. But you have to really think about how you feel when you see people get killed in a movie or something like that, when they have the emotion, the setup. If it's like that the whole game for 50 hours, at some point it's just gonna kind of trigger where it's like, dude, I'm watching fucking people die. And I don't know about you, watching people die really isn't a very normal thing. And if you like to see people die, you should probably go to jail, my guy. But so yeah, I still think video games need to have a game touch to it. And I just don't think the future will have that game touch to it. That game touch, unless it's a different art style, it's going to feel too real to the point where your brain, your eyes may not be able to tell the difference, and it's going to be odd. And yeah, we're not there yet for another 20 years, I want to say. I want to say 2030. That's my prediction, 20, 30 years. So we still got a while. But it could be closer. Could be. I don't think so. I'm just kind of, predicting it long term, but it's getting closer. Definitely closer, because environments are already almost there. So the next step is humans, and the humans are gonna it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be impressive. But I think for some games, for some genres, it's gonna be too much, where it's like, all right, dude, I don't want to see people just fucking dying. What the fuck is that shit? That's just weird. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think games should have that photorealistic, or do you think they need to have a little bit of a game touch to it, so you could kind of, not feel uncomfortable and watch murder? So yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. I just wanted to talk about that because, again, we had the Xbox Series X come out, and Hellblade, a lot of people talk about the graphics. And it does look very realistic. The environments are basically photorealistic, the environments. Her, not so much. You can still tell it's a game. Although it is still realistic, you can still tell it's a game. So yeah, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Damn. Peace. But love the feeling that ready to rhyme me. Something inside me for the accomplish every time I can connect to ends. Shit, when I'm on the mic, it feels like everything is alright. All of the depression, pressure, bullshit, music, calls that use the tools that just been through it, invent new shit, maybe fool